here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Republic Blackout Racing League 250 miles at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I'm joined by my good colleague Ballistic. Today should be a good race. We're about to find out who will be able to track this 1.5 mile racetrack.
About a 2-wide finish with one car in the very front. So we should be able to see some good battles tonight and see how this goes.
A lot of drivers here.
We got quite a few tonight.
We might be missing the start of this real quick as I get the countdown. But I just want to make sure.
I'm watching the yeah, it took it. Good start by everyone so far, I see. All right. We're holding. $14 behind him is holds a 41 and 2. There's a top 4.
We're still just about to load in, so I apologize.
I'm already loaded in. Yeah.
Guys, I am actually new to this league as well, so I will be using numbers until I can learn exactly who is in what. But right now, you see the 41 car. Ooh. Oh, back across the track, hard hit! And already trouble in the trial. Well, the 41 car bounced into the outside wall. That's going to bring out the caution flag for the first time today.
So, from you already heard stream, from what I just saw, the 14, I think the 2 came up at the 14 and the 2 came back down at the 41. The 41 hit the apron and started spinning and came up in front of the pack and caused a wreck.
That 41 was, you already heard, the first car we saw sideways. The 4 car right now that's great on wheels leads this pack. And we will have our, again, first attempt at a restart here at Atlanta Motor Speedway after a grinding crash. The 41 car loose on the inside of turn 4, back across the track, and a couple of cars hit hard. Damage is also on, so that's something these guys will have to keep in mind here throughout this race, Ballistic.
Yep. Exactly what we need to look for. I saw this in the trucks race, and I was one of them. They have to be careful when they're on someone's inside, in their left rear on the front straightaway, because this happened to me. I was a victim of this. If you hit the left rear of someone's car, you're going to be the one to go spin to the infield. And trust me, it's not pretty. You'll go second to 15th in one lap.
Green flag back in the air, 4 car great on wheels, good restart. 78 now pushing him to the outside is the 14. His teammate there didn't get a good restart on that outside lane. Ooh, just popped the wall right there out of 2.
The 4 goes down low in between 3 and 4 with the 78 on his outside. He clears the 78 to come by to the front stretch kind of thing. And he pulled away a little bit.
6 car Draven there, able to get a nice rebound to the inside of the 78 car. The 2 car Rhino also making that inside line work as well. A couple of Fords, 3 Fords now on the inside line. Make it 4 as the 17 joins the party. Here comes the 78 car to the outside now, trapped on that outside lane. The 14 car also gives way. They are side by side for 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now. The 95 car, Matt DiBenedetto, also holding his own in that 95 machine just outside the top 5.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that. We're going to see a lot of those good old battles on these turns tonight as we see the Fords pulling away. Ooh, car on the high side almost touches the wall. We got them going 2 by 2 down the backstretch. 78 and the 2 make contact.
The 6 car almost threading the needle right there. There's just nowhere to go. Now, something that's different from this game versus real life, this track in real life, very abrasive surface. These guys, ooh, as you see the 14 give a bump to the 78 car right there. This track, its surface, is very abrasive to these guys, but on this game, not so much. The tire wear, not usually an issue for these guys as it would be in real life.
The 88 was riding the 48's bumper, as you saw in the backstretch from my perspective. And 78 kind of goes on the 95, but we see the 14 coming back up to the 78. 78 kind of
See a battle for the point right now. The 2 car Rhino looking underneath the 70, or excuse me, the 4 car Great on wheels. That is a move for position. Reinl up to the point. He thought he had a good car today. Should he be able to keep it out of trouble? So far, that's exactly what Reinl's been able to do, and he's already muscled his way back to the lead. Keselowski did win this race here in 2019. 3 wide mid-pack.
Low in the 4. The 6 gives the 4 a bump from the inside. Surprisingly, no one at the wall, and the 6 spinning. 6 clears the 4, while the 17 also tries to go under the 4. The 4 may not be able to come back in the line.
4 blue ovals, your top 4 right now. The first Toyota, that 95 machine, now working hard for Levine Family Racing, who just announced earlier today they were looking to expand for 2020. They want to go to a 2-car team.
Yep. As you can see right now, the 6 is trying to try on top of the 4. The 4 keeps the ground. He's only a little bit like he's a nose away, and he clears the 6. But the 6 is now side by side with the 95.
This pack about 11 cars strong there. I'm actually very impressed that we haven't seen more contact. These guys, you see the 95 car muzzle his way to the front. He's gone around those Roush Fenway Fords, and right now that Toyota looking like it's getting pretty racy as he goes up the racetrack. Ooh, Drayvon in that 6 car had to keep it out. Oh, whoa, my goodness, the 4 car on the grass right there. He lost a ton of time. That was great on wheels. Was a good save.
Whoa, we got a tough inside line right here with the. Is that the 14, the 48, and the 88?
Yeah, the 48 car who just won the pole for today's race here, the first pole, trying to turn that ship around. That's been Hendrick Motorsports. They have not had the good season here. The 48 car, the longest winless streak of his career, dating back to June of 2017. That was Dover more than 60 races ago. What a day would be for that 48 car to get a win here today.
The 88 got a bump from behind by, I don't know who that is, but the 14. 17 and the 48 could possibly make contact up here, but 70 and the 48 each hold their line with the 48 drift up a teeny bit. Lost that. There would have been game over for both of those drivers tonight.
These guys up front, this lead pack here, the draft playing out in this game. How if you could stay in touch with this lead pack, you might have a shot. Ooh, look, the 14 give a bump to the 88, moves him out of the groove as the 2 and the 4 car try to be side by side and try to settle the lead amongst themselves. A discussion for first up front.
The 17 is stuck right smack dab between the 88, the 14, the 9 for once in a while, the 41. He can't really go anywhere right now. He's stranded. That 9 car is looking kind of nice tonight. As he gets a little bump from the 78, goes on the inside of the 88.
You know, Ballistic, you've run a couple of laps now under green. You had that quick caution there, but were able to rebound from that. Now these guys are settling in. What do you do if you're up front? Do you kind of try to go single file, or are you trying to get everything you can right now?
You're trying to, when you're in first and second, you're trying to push that guy in first a little bar ahead. You don't want to try to go too early, because if you go too early, you'll get too aggressive. If you get too aggressive, you'll probably hunt the left rear of that car ahead of you, or you'll drift up that track and go spinning through the infield. I mean, either way, it's going to be game over for one of the 2 drivers.
Something that we talked about in practice that's always a factor toward the end of this game, the lack of cautions if a big one does strike. These guys are pretty much spread out, as we see the 9 and the 14 try to settle amongst that's for 7th place right now. But caution flags here in this game typically don't come out even if we have a big wreck. Is that on the minds of these drivers?
You've got to keep that in mind.
Ooh, look at the 6 car dive underneath. He might be going down pit road. That was Drayvon, who at one point was in contention there. Looks like he might be our first of on pit road. First of our leaders. I was going to ask the Ballistic, I don't know if you're following a Twitch stream at all, but are you able to ask perhaps Reinl, who is in our party right now, could you ask him how many laps to go?
Hey Reinl, you there? How many laps are left in the stage? 22? We got 22 laps remaining at this.
All right, and can you also tell me what the fuel is like? How many laps are they good on a tank of fuel?
How many laps? I think I think for how many laps of fuel do you guys have left at this moment? Yeah.
True, but what does he have? Because I'll be able to figure that out.
What do you have, Rhino?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Oh, the 9 car on the wall, right for the 78 car. Base of action back across the track, hitting hard. The 78 and the 9 of Chase Elliott. Big damage to both those race cars in turn number 2. Caution is out. All right, well, can you ask Rhino right now how many is good on a tank of fuel?
All right, Rhino. I hope this is the last one for a little bit. Do not disturb you. How many laps, you can check for us right now, how many laps of fuel do you get a tank of gas? 29 laps.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, so they get a good old 29 laps of fuel. Few cars are pitting, actually.
That was a good run there. The first contact there for an incident after that first crash on lap number 2. The 78 and the 24. The 24 Byron got into the outside wall. The 78 car, unfortunately, right along with him. Up front is the 2 of Rhino, the 4 of Great on wheels, the 95 and the 48. The 17 round out your top 5. Green flag is back in the air. We're back to racing at Atlanta.
Yep. Four's on the outside of the 2. The 95 comes down to the inside of the 4. So does the 17. They had a good old freight train going down on the bottom of the track. 2 comes up for a little bit.
That's Bros United in that machine there. The 2 car goes back underneath to block that advance from the 95. The 4 car stuck on that outside line. He's going to get freight train, as you mentioned. They're ballistic now, all under pressure from his teammate, the 41 car, who it wasn't that long ago. He was sitting wreck damage on the front stretch. He's already rebounded up to the top 5.
As you probably saw from my perspective, everyone, the 88 gave the 4 kid a little shove. The 9 up into the wall, I'm pretty sure that is. We're a little bit further back into the pack right now. The 2 still holding that lead. I think that's 95.
For the point, Bros United, the 41 car, slicing and dicing. Oh, already the 18. The Bush brothers almost make contact right there. Everyone had to scatter. The 41 car, another scare in turn 4, but this one he's going to get away with it. Meanwhile, Bros United up front, Rhino for the lead, and here comes the 4 contact as they go into the wall. Bros United in front of the field. More carnage, 4, 5, 6 cars spinning hellacious hit. The 18 is in it. Multiple cars are involved. The 2, the leader. Bros got on the apron right in front of the field, and everybody hit him. I'm talking, this is significant damage for the 2, the 95. We see the 41 leaking. Multiple cars are going to have to go down pit road because of this issue in turn number 2, our first big incident of the day. Look at the damage to the 48. The 78 has damage. The 6 car has damage.
Many cars from that last wreck. Actually, Sport Bazooka, which I don't want to say your real name because I'm with other people, we are the announcers for this race. So I got my friend Alex Ned 2 commentating by my side. I have Grid on Wheels and Rhino getting the information about the race tonight.
Rhino cannot be happy with that. He was at this point leading. Now he finds himself deep in this field, mid-pack. Up front, the person that did not get any damage out of that. Great on wheels as we're coming to less than 15 to go in the stage. Green flag is back out. We're back to racing at Atlanta.
You see all these cars trying to take the bottom line that are on the top line.
Yeah, ballistic. A lot of these people thought that inside line was going to be the preferred groove in practice here today. I don't really see that outside line working until you get enough cars. Oh, 48 mid-pack spinning and more carnage. Oh, the 78 upside down. It's the 78 car.
20 feet in the air.
Rhino, you heard it there. 16 seconds of damage, and the caution flag is back out. Yellow flag, number 4. That 78, that was Storm Roster with a big ride out of turn 4, got airborne, enough to get his pilot's license out of that.
You got
How
that
many laps
right.
to go coming to the end of the stage there, if you can ask them that, or if they can hear me?
How many laps to go, boys? 9 laps to go. Just about.
All right, getting set for the end of this stage. It is the 20 and the 4. Green flag is back out. Track is clear, and we're racing once again.
You see here we get once again the 4 gets a good old start.
That was Red Pepsi in that 20 car on that outside line. Once again, just doesn't get the bite it needs to contend with that inside line. The 14 a jaw, 21-31, now giving pressure to the back end of the 4 car. They're coming to less than 6 to go, back at the stripe.
The 14 riding the number 4 with the 41 close behind. 41 still trying to look for the inside part of the 4. Oh, 14. Excuse me, I'm tired for some reason, but the 41 was looking down the inside of the 14. Well, the 14 was looking around to the inside of the 1.
Stuart Haas Racing
14.
teammates running 1, 2, 3 right now. That's Great on Wheels in first there. Jaw right in second. In that 41 you already heard, who at one point caused that crash on lap number 2. Able to rebound nicely. He's up to the 3rd position. There's Bros United. Remember, he was a factor toward that one big crash in turn number 2. He's rebounded nicely as well. He's contending for 4th right now on the outside. Oh, in the wall hard, too! Rhino in the 24!
Up in the 2!
We stay under the green flag, and that was going to be, nope, now the yellow is out for the 5th time here today. And Rhino, who was 1 point leading this race, bad luck continues for the 2 car of Brad Kozlowski.
Yeah, as we see here, there weren't that many cautions. Now they're spilling in. Hopefully they can get a lot of green flag laps up here. See some good old 3-wide racing up and down the track, but that really hasn't worked out quite yet.
Strategy here, Ballistic. What do you think? You're coming to the end of the stage. Do you stay out for stage points? If you're in the back of the pack, if you're like the 2 car, you're going to need to pit because of damage. But do you take advantage of this caution break perhaps before we get to the stage break and use that to your advantage and not pit at the end of the stage break? What do you do here?
Honestly, it depends on what everyone else is doing. As you can see, when you're racing, you can see how everyone's pitting, if they're not pitting or not. And as you can see, the whole top 10 did not pit. And that is a good sign because they're trying to get those stage points, they're trying to get these playoff points, they're trying to get this win.
Stuart Haas Racing, 1, 2, 3, coming to the end of stage number 1. Green flag is back out. Your leader, Great on Wheels, has been great so far. Can he hang on for another 3 more laps? The 41 car you already heard now on the back bumper. Here comes the 48 car, who at one point was sideways at mid-pack, up to 3rd right now as the 41 breaks out to the outside.
41 out on the outside of the 4.
3 wide mid-pack.
Trying to get...
Oh, Pepsi in the 95 of Bros contact. Oh, they're spinning. This could be the end of the stage. I think it is. Great on Wheels is going to get it as the yellow flag is out. Caution and a stage break. Stage 1 winner, Great on Wheels.
Stage, 2nd place for stage 2, you already heard. 3rd, Captain Kilman, the 48. 4th, Gator Mike, 89. 5th, Jaw, 21, 31. 6th, F2000, Raptor, 345. 7th, 8th, Rhino, 17. 9th,
We'll unmute their Great on Wheels for just 1 second so we can talk to our stage 1 winner. What are you planning on doing this next stage there, Great on Wheels, real quick?
Wait, are you asking that or am I asking that?
I asked him. Great on Wheels, can you hear me?
Too late.
All right, we're about to get ready for racing, so we'll get back to him. But again, Great on Wheels, your stage 1 winner. And this is an unusually long pit stop. Don't know if somebody might have been forced down pit road, so that might be why we continue to fall under the yellow flag. There it is right now. You see a shuffle order up front is now the 24 car. And that is driven by the Calvinator. As the 6 of Drayvon also rebounds. Reinl in the 78 car trying to get back up to the front. Green flag is back out, and stage 2 is underway.
As you can see, the 24, the 6, and the 78 did not pit. So they're going to get run over by these cars most definitely. And as you can see, the 24 was here last season, but he was still looking for a win and still couldn't get that win.
Ooh, Mike in that 18 car brushed the outside wall as the 4 car tries to pick up the draft and lead that freight train on the outside line. Here comes the 78 car looking underneath the 24, using that unusual high side approach. Don't know if you can lead that pack around there, but right now the 24 car, he's thinking about it, now dives down low to pick up the 78. And the 4 makes contact, and the 48 is in it! Oh, our stage 1 winner with a big hit to the outside wall. Caution is out, and the 41 is in it. The 6 car was damaged, the 42, and the big story of this crash, the 4 car, our stage 1 winner, now with damage on that machine.
Yeah, as we saw that time around, I think the 48 could have gotten a bump from the left rear, but then came up on the 4, which was also the stage 1 winner for this race. Sad to see it happen, but they're doing whatever they can do. They're trying to hold their lines.
What I'm seeing here is that you just don't want to be caught in the back traffic. I don't know if it's really a handful for these guys in dirty air right now, but we're seeing a lot of cars loose, and unfortunately it's happening in the front of the field, and if the leaders have a problem, it becomes everyone's problem on a restart. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, we could see that a little bit tonight. Oh, that's a way to restart. But as I will answer that question, you can kind of want to be in the front of the pack, but not going 3 wide into the first turn or on either of the turns. As we saw, those are what caused the caution. They get bumped. I think we saw them 4 wide for a second until the 48 got a bump from the inside.
Back up front, cleaning up our service master. Caution for the 6th time. Rhino on the track, almost got loose.
Down on the 17.
88 is also involved. That was 2-car incident, but I think we're going to stay under the green flag. I don't know if the 2 was the first one to make contact there.
88 goes up high, almost bumps to 2.
You have to wonder there after the stage, that could have been for the 2-car if patience is running thin on that Ford.
You must be correct on that.
Look, the 4-car also trying to get there back up to the front as we have a battle for the lead. Here comes the 14 looking once again underneath the 24 car. The 2-car elects to go to the high side. That helps the 24 car, who now switches lanes. He'll pick up that inside draft, and that Chevy 24 still out front as the 2 and the 14 battle side by side for second.
The 4 got loose off the exit, almost came down up to 20 and could have caused the big one without the rest of the pack.
Side by side, 2 rows deep as the 17 car rubs the 2. So far, a lot more intense side by side action, but we don't see any contact. That's got to be good feeling for these guys, as we've seen the yellow flag as of late multiple times.
Yep, we've been seeing that all night.
That's the 17 of Cobra now that pushes the 14 of Jaw. And now we have a lead change. Cobra out front for the first time today. Look at him fan out 3 wide. This is going to get tight. 24 car in the wall.
The 2-car comes down.
Red Pepsi in the 20 did a great job reading what was in front of him right there and was able to get through without further incident. Wow, this pack of cars racing at 11, all separated by less than a second and a half.
The 4 is giving the 24 a bit of a shove.
Ooh, 2-car got loose in the corner. Looked like the 4 had to check up right now. Look at him fan out 3 wide. The 20 of Nate trying to thread the needle. Here comes the 41 to the outside. I'll often talk about this, but a 3 wide move at Atlanta, it can work, but will it?
I think the 41 just hit the wall or got driven by the 18.
Up to the front, the 78 car now pushes Cobra aside, and now we see Storm back out to the point. Here comes the 14 back underneath as the 17 falls to the outside. Rhino looking for a way through as the lead changes hands once again.
I've been watching the 24, the 6, and the 4 up here, and they've been going over the contact. They've been getting close a few times. The 24 comes up kind of close to the 6 or the 4. To the side to him.
Wow, they are tight quarters racing right now, the 78 car. At this point in the game, are you just mirror driving? Because right now, this almost reminds me of pack racing that we usually see at Daytona and Talladega. They're ballistic. Look at him, the 78 car, go to the outside line. He's trying to figure out what line he wants to bring to the front.
Yep.
And for the first time today, that outside line really becomes a contender. As the 14 of Cobra goes back to the point. Side by side, Drayvon in that 6 car as Storm now falls back to 3rd. 2 and the 4, they've been the fastest cars of the day, have yet to get back up to the front because there's nowhere to go. Wow, look at him fan out. This is some great, intense side-by-side action right now, but it can all go for naught. It's the 20 and the 6 make contact 4 wide and in the wall. Drayvon and Cobra. We stay under the green flag, but things got too close for comfort in turn 2.
We see good
hearing some team communication right now between the 2 and the 4 car as they try to settle things out amongst themselves. Right now, that front pack has now dwindled down to 9 cars, still a big pack. But right now, these guys have got to be thinking about how to start making their green flag pit stop, which we know they will need to make. Oh, in the wall goes the 24. Yeah, the 2 car did get to the side of the 24.
I think we both came up and down.
Ooh.
Caution's out.
Caution is out for the 7th time today. And this will be a big break for most of the field, including the 24, the 6, and the 14, who were all involved in earlier incidences that did not trigger the yellow flag. Ballistic right now. You have to go down pit road. You want to get 4 tires and fuel. Anyone try to gamble here?
I see a few cars pitting 4th through 7th. Make that 4th through 8th. We see the first place driver. 3. We have a bunch of drivers are actually pitting. I should just say that because they keep going on and off. So getting confused out here. The only car we didn't see pit was Rhino.
Oh, I did. I'm actually now just watching a live stream. He did get in there right on the last second. 48 and the 20. Green flag is back out. .48 car with a good restart right there. They restarted with 22 laps to go. They'll be able to make it on fuel.
The 4 and the 18 are having
Premier
good contact. 20 scrapes the wall a bit. The 18 goes below the apron. Loses a lot of spots there. The 4 gains a spot in the 20. Can he clear him? 40 goes up high. 32 maybe able to take the lead here.
Rhino trying to get back to the point for the first time. Bros united with him in the 4 car. Great on wheels, trying to stick it on the bottom. The 41 car, his teammate, allows them to slide in. As the 48 car up the racetrack. They are 3 wide for 2nd place. Rhino to the point.
We see the 48 clear the 95, but the 48 was very close on that pass there.
Great on wheels, flirting with that apron. We haven't talked much about that there, Ballistic, but that apron. Oh, in the wall goes the 4. Hellacious hit and stops dead in its tracks. And the caution is out for the 9th time of the day, and it's huge for a Stage 1 winner.
Tough break for the 4.
17 was in it. The 78 was in it. The 18 was damaged. 78 car. That was a big, big hit and more than 15 seconds of damage for that machine right there. Some discussion going on between drivers right there. Don't know exactly if they see eye to eye, but that was a big hit, Ballistic. Thankfully, this is a race game, and these guys are going to be able to walk out okay, but that was major. And we see some cars actually left. The 78 car is going to DNF out of that. Great on wheels in the back of the pack. Green flag is back out. The 2-car Rhino, they're restarting with 18 laps to go in stage number 2.
Yeah, we just saw the 4 and the 20 getting into a little bit of contact. 4, I think, is on fresh tires. Up the 20 gets loose off 2 and clips the apron and it goes flying into the infield wall.
Oh.
The 42 is lagging really bad.
Man, the 4 and the 42 also making contact as well in the back of the pack. A change for the lead. Here comes the 41. You already heard back up front, trying to get pushed by his teammate Cobra in that 14 car. 2-car, a lonely feeling on the outside. No drafting help. He's going to go back.
Yeah. 42's lagging a bit. And the 4, I think, has lost the draft here. I think it's just me lagging. Because you guys are.
It's not often we talk about losing the draft, but with the package this race game provides, and these guys having such close quarters racing, that's going to be a factor. You don't want to lose the draft. That we haven't seen these guys really single file themselves out. You think that plays a role into the wrecks we're seeing here today, Ballistic?
Repeat that real quick.
I was going to ask, do you think that the being so close, tight racing, do you think that's playing a factor to the cautions we're seeing here today?
Yes, they're playing it too aggressive. We'd love to see that type of aggressiveness from drivers, but right now, it really hasn't been working out for anybody. Because we've seen a few cautions out here, and they haven't been pretty. We've heard a few drivers get a little upset just now. And they can still hear me, I just realized that. But as we see right here, the 41 drops back behind the 2 and the 24.
Oh, goes the 24 for the second time, make contact back across the track. He's spinning the 24, the 17. More carnage, and once again, I do believe that was the 2 and the 24 making contact. And I'm sorry, but that might be more on Rhino's part.
The 41 made more contact with the 24, but the 24 probably should have tried harder and heads it down in the infield. Wouldn't have caused a caution, although it would have hurt him even more.
Yeah, you see what that did there, Ballistic. It strung out our top leaders right now. Only 7 cars remain in this lead pack. But you see, we've known the race that's happened for the 2-car Rhino. We know he's been involved in a lot of incidences that have not been his fault. Patience wearing thin in that 2 machine?
Well, he has been involved in a bunch of them, but as I can also tell, they were not his fault. And
I think the 24 car might take exception to that one, though, as they're coming across the stripe. We'll try to get you guys a lap count here, but up front it is Rhino, pushed by you already heard. Oh, Bros United now in that 95 machine. He's rebounded nicely up to 3rd in the 9 car. Haven't talked much about him all day, but he's right in the thick of things as we see the 41 car get underneath the 2. Oh no!
Ooh,
41 car.
41 hits the apron.
That was a late block on the 2. Wow, the 2 car not making any friends right now.
So if anything, he's making enemies out here because the 41 was forced down for the apron right there. But he's probably an accident. I'm not sure whether, because as you know, not every type of racing game and real life, objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. So the 95 goes below the 2.
Yeah, Bros United now going to take his chances to see if he can get around. That's F2000. Raptor in that 9 car now pushes him to the point. 1 Chevy, 1 Ford, 1 Toyota. Your top 3, as you already heard, falls back to 4th place as Rhino gets that outside line, stalls out there in that 2 car now, and we see the inside line prevail. A little bit of glitching out of the 18.
Yeah, a few drivers seem to be lagging from our point of view, but we see Bros United holding off this inside line because they mainly need to cover this inside line because it's the quickest. Although the outside may be preferred, but the inside is actually the quickest. All you have to do is really be careful with the apron, and if you're careful with the apron, you don't scrape nothing, you'll have a good old day.
Coming to 7 to go next time by. Bros United in that 95 leads this freight train over 180 miles an hour. Want to talk about the finishes we've seen at Atlanta there, Ballistic. The Cup Series has been known to put on a fabulous show here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Back in 2000, it was Dale Earnhardt beating Bobby Labonte by inches. 2001, almost a mirrored approach. We saw Jeff Gordon and Kevin Harvick battling it out. And then who could forget 2005? Jimmy Johnson and Carl Edwards, where Carl Edwards would score his first ever Monster Energy Cup Series win. What finish are we in store here for today?
Well, we may be able to see that between two drivers, and I'm pretty sure it might come down to the 24 and the 41 because the 41 was dominant last season. The 24 still hungry for his first win after racing the whole first season. A few of these drivers up in the front, the 9, the 2, and a few others that we see, also are in contention for their wins. Be nice to get a new driver to win. Yep.
Yeah, coming to 5 to go this time by, and if you're just now joining our broadcast, the field a little bit strung out after a couple of earlier incidences did not trigger the yellow flag. That was an issue. A lot of these drivers voiced their concerns in practice. If the yellow flag failed to go out, would you be ahead of it, or would you unfortunately be at fault? Right now, the 95 coming to 4 to go. That is Bros United, pushed by the 41 car. Both those guys have had issues at the front of the field, using a lot of cars to their advantage to get up to the front. But right now, we see a point battle for the lead as the 41, you already heard, gets under the 95. 4 to go in the 41, trying to battle side by side.
We see the 14 up high on the 41. The 41 almost gives him a shove there, but the 95 is still holding strong. Up on the inside, the 2 tries to peek down below the 41. But as we see, the outside line is the more powerful line. There are more drivers who would select that line over the inside because they're going in double file down the between 3rd through 6th.
3 to go this time by. Ballistic, how nerve-wracking is it to be this close? You can see the lead, but you can't get to it. What's it like inside that race car for these guys coming to 2 to go?
Oh, dude, it's very nerve-wracking to be one of the cars behind. I'll bring back to my race, even though it wasn't 3 to go, it was 10 to go. They have to be careful, and they have the time to pass is perfectly fine. They should not pass if the driver ahead is holding that inside line. If they do, they'll clip the left rear, and no, Speedy has to do 2, go under the 41.
Bold move by Reinl to take advantage of the 41 car. 2 to go. That time by pit road, we want to remind you, is closed. These guys cannot go down pit road right now. Look at Reinl now, slicing and dicing all the way up to the top of the racetrack, back to the bottom. He's right on the back bumper of the 95 car. We know these guys are not afraid to make contact. 1 to go at the stripe.
Yeah, this 2 is going to be fighting this 95. There may be a wreck here as we see the 2 go below the 95.
Side
door slams in 95.
He did. He moved him out of the way. 95 back into the wall. Here comes F2000 in that 9 car.
And then,
here they come to the stage break. F2000, Chevy of Chase Elliott, the 2 trying to get there. He can't. Almost in the grass. It's the 9 car. Gets the block. The 9 car. Your stage 2 winner here at Atlanta.
Yep.
Well, we thought we would see if push came to shove between those 2 guys. It did in a big way. 9 car F2000 is going to be rewarded with 10 points and 1 precious playoff point for surviving the carnage that was stage 2. We did run those final 18 laps under the green flag, though. Now, with 78 laps remaining, these guys will have to make a number of pit stops there, at least 2 under the green flag. But Ballistic, with the way the race has been playing out, I don't think that's something we're going to see.
We may not see a bunch of green flag laps this upcoming stage because, yeah, I mean, they've been aggressive these past 2. But at the same time, with stage 3, drivers tend, their blood starts to get pumping. Their heart rate goes from like 90 to 100 or something like that. But it's pretty nerve-wracking as before pitting.
A lot more is on the line here for stage 3 in a win. Green flag is back out. F2000, Reinl, lead him, Mike and Cobra on the outside. You already heard. Top 5. Green flag. We're back to racing.
I heard some contact, but I don't know exactly who touched the wall there. With the 14 going high, trying to go in between the 2 and the 41, but that's not the full move.
18, Mike looking underneath there. Haven't talked much about that 18 car all day. Now to the point for the first time here today. And he's pushed by his brother in that 41 machine. In real life, don't know if these guys are brothers, probably not. As the 18 goes up to the point. And they are still side by side heading into turn 1.
They're done for the 18. 18 goes towards the wall, and the 41 takes the lead.
We're riding along with the 14 car, and look at this pack, you guys. Oh, you see right there, the 14 and the 2 made contact, and that was a factor of hooking bumpers there. Oh, as the 88 catches the apron. Wow, he saved it. That was over 180 miles an hour. Great job by the 88 car not to make that a bigger issue.
Hit the wall.
That was LT Crunch. So far, the save of the race. Want to get back to what I was saying there right before we saw that save their ballistic. When these guys are bump drafting, if you're in front and you hook that guy that's right behind you, that can send him sideways. That's got to be on the mind of these guys as the laps wind down.
Yeah, this race is very different. Oh, as we see, the 18 and the 9 make contact, and the 9 slows down, hits the 2, and the 2 slows down. The car behind him hits him as well. There's a huge wreck behind him.
Yeah, that was a couple of cars there. But we stay under the green flag. Wow. Yeah. Unfortunately, who did that take out? A number of our competitors. Yep. Let's see if we can go back to 17 was involved. The 88 who had that good save, and both united the 95. 6 car also out of this race. Want to talk about that for a second. Did not mention that. 95 is on pit road with damage. This is going to hurt them. Right now, they're ballistic. He's made his way down on pit road right now. This is not something the 95 needed to have done. Painfully slow. 4 tires of Sunoco fuel going on this machine. See him get that first pit stall right now. But lots of damage on that machine. He will fall a lap down to the leaders. Right now, trying to get everything he can and get that car pointed once again in the right direction. But Broth United, who was at one point in contention to win the stage last break, now finds himself a lap down with damage.
As you can see, the 48 and 20 in the front line.
We ride high above from the Goodyear blimp. Look at the 4 and the 14. Wow. Contact between them as they are side by side. As they put another lap on the 95. Oh, the 20. We saw it high above, hooking bumpers. Wow, you really don't notice how much these cars move on the straightaway here, but they are side by side. It's not just a straight line. 2 car just slid in right in front of you. Already heard in that 41 machine.
What's up, Steve-O?
I like this, the commentator, Alex and Ed. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah. Me and him are...
Yeah, we're doing this race right now. As you see the 14, a Cobra look underneath Red Pepsi on that inside line, blocks that advance now. Those 2 cars have to figure out once again to try and get around that 20 car as Pepsi moves up to the front for the first time today, coming to 60 to go, 69 to go, excuse me, this time by.
You see the 48 dropping back a few spaces, almost the 4 dropping back 1 or 2 as well.
Ooh, 3 wide mid-pack. It's the 2 car.
The 4 and the 48, almost in contact with the 41.
Man, a couple of Fords right there getting together. And it looked like the 2 had to be on the brakes. Falls outside of the top 5, but thankfully did not lose more than that. Pepsi looking behind him. Right now, if you're the leader, they're ballistic. Are you mirror driving? Because these guys are going crazy behind them.
Yes, you should be mirror driving, because whichever way they're going, you got to block right away. As the 41 hitting the outside wall right there. I was probably due to checking the late mirror.
Side by side, 3 rows deep as the 4 car, great on wheels, trying to get back to the point for the first time since winning stage 1. On the apron, the 2 car, oh, who's that down pit road? Sliding through, it's the 14, a Cobra. A wild ride through the grass. Single car incident, we stay under the green flag. If he gets going, NASCAR will not call that a caution. He does. but a ton of time lost for the 14.
As you can see, these 5 drivers up here, the 2 and the 4 are kind of pulling away until the 24 starts riding behind the 48. The 2 gets loose.
With the smaller issues here at the front of the field, we're seeing this lead pack being broken up into 2 parts. They're ballistic. We see the 18 now leading the second pack. He has help from our Stage 2 winner. That is F2000, and the 41 that you already heard. Also, the 95 has tagged along on that outside line as well.
The 20 gives him 24 the shove, as the 24 will drop down back behind the 20. If these 4 cars behind them can link up and not go going 2 by 2, they can easily catch up and make a 9-car tag.
If you're in that second pack there, ballistic, with racing that we're seeing here today, do you think you just want to be single file, perhaps just be in tow, not get too close to the front in case trouble breaks out?
As we've seen this driving up here by the 2, the 4, they're going up and down the tracks number 48. And the 4 drivers behind them, they should be going single file, as they do start to go single file, and they may be able to catch up momentarily. Once these guys start battling for the lead or something like that, they can hold back the other cars behind.
They're only a second back behind in 6th place. That is now led by that 9 car Stage 2 winner up front. It's our Stage 1 winner. A Great on Wheels now back to the point for, again, the first time since being involved in that earlier issue to begin Stage 2, and has not been able to rebound since. Now finds himself at the point with the 48 car looking underneath, and as you mentioned there, ballistic, these guys are side by side. That's going to allow that second pack to get caught back up.
20 and 24 made a little bit of contact. The 20 almost headed into the wall. The 2 slowing down a little bit. 20 and below may make it 3 wide.
Look at them fanned out. Now they're within. They've cut that distance that second pack has to less than a second. It was about 1.3, now just about 0.8. And you see that 41 car, he can sniff the draft off the back bumper of the 20. That's Red Pepsi there running the 5th position. 48 car, haven't talked much about him all day long now. He's up front. Got the pole here at Texas Motor Speedway in real life. Jimmy Johnson trying to break a real-world winless streak that dates all the way back to Dover of 2017. What a day it would be for the 48 car to get the victory lane here as he's passed for 3rd. 2nd place, Reinl in that 2 car gets the spot. Pit stops. We haven't talked much about tire wear here. It's on ×2 there, ballistic. Anyone gamble here, perhaps taking 2?
Well, we may want to come up with some more ideas for short pitting, because as we saw, short pitting can be one of the most effective things for this racing. Either get a bunch of spots off the next caution areas, or they can just lose a bunch of stops until the stage ends.
Getting on pit road as well is going to be an issue here. These guys, we had a 16 drivers start this race, so not everybody's going to be on the same page as far as party chats. How do you let the guys know behind you that aren't in your party that you're pitting?
You really can't unless you go up high near the wall when you're clean up there, and then you start slowing down. That's when the drivers can really know if you're going to slow down or not, and whether you're going to hit. Because as we saw, we could see some confusion.
Yeah, there was some confusion up front. The 2 car wanted the lead. The 4 car don't know if he necessarily wanted to give that up. Now the 48 and the 20 side by side as the 24 car has come to play as well. And again, this side by side in this front pack has all but allowed that second pack to get caught back up. Now the distance less than half a second. Oh, on the apron, it's the 48. He'll take Great on Wheels with him. Do they save it? No. Back in front of the second pack as they all do to the outside. The 48 and the 4. Great save as they all bobbled out of turn 4 right there. The 48 got on the apron. Unfortunately, the next car by was the 4. And you see Great on Wheels now all the way back to 9th place because of it. Wow, we were talking about how right place, right time. That second pack was just far enough to get around that. And now look at them fanned out. 41 car was leading that pack. He's up to 4th.
Yep. These front 3 guys are still holding strong while the pack behind is still steadily catching them. A little bit per race, or per lap.
Four car
Because the
isn't that
41
far
is only-
behind. He's had a fast car all day long, and I do believe he started on the pole, but he's just in danger of losing the draft. Now, if you're him, do you think is short pitting a good strategy right now? Do you think he should go down pit road? These guys will have to make a pit stop here within the next 5 to 6 laps.
Actually, he should probably go with the leaders ahead. They should not short pit because once they all come out of the pits and none of them get penalties, they will still have this 4-car draft. As we see coming to lap 109, as they're on 1 and 2, coming off. Oh, nope, now they're on 3 and 4, coming up to 110. The 2 cars in the lead. I don't know how much fuel each of these guys have left in them, but we can see a good finish.
They're coming to 53 to go, and as you mentioned there, perhaps staying, because we've seen such tight pack racing, being in a pack is going to be significantly faster than perhaps pitting by yourself. Up front, it is now the 2-car Reinl, who's on the apron right there. I don't think he meant to do that. He'll lose the lead, but thankfully not his race car. The 20 back up front. And Reinl, maybe he's dropping back. Do you think he's trying to pick up the draft for the 4-car, perhaps help him?
He may be able to be doing that right now. Although he probably tried to pit, I'm not sure. But he probably came in too hot. Now we see the 41 and the 95 trying to keep for the 24 with the 9 behind them, as well as the 2 behind the 9.
You're just now joining us, the 95 car, 2 laps down, trying to get his lap back the hard way, or at least one of them, that is. If he could get back up front and get in front of that 20 car, he would only be considered 1 lap down, and he would be the first car 1 lap down. He would get the lucky pass. So this 95 car, Bros United, needs to get around that 41, and more importantly, that 20. I like the strategy approach made by the 41 car. He laid back there in that second pack, didn't panic when he lost that draft, and now he's been rewarded with second place for his efforts right now, and the 9 as well with him. The 18 car, unfortunately, he was part of that second pack, has not been able to follow the 41 and the 9, but he's still tailing on there in 8th place.
As you can see, we got a strong 9-car pack. Rounds out actually the
4-car is on pit road. So he's the first of our leaders right here. The 4-car, great on wheels, who on the apron after the 48 car made a mistake. It'll be 4 tires in Sunoco fuel, a little bit of a short pitting strategy, trying to use new tires to his advantage. He'll go a lap down right now, but making his pit stop, 4 tires Sunoco fuel. I believe he got in underneath. This is actually a pretty lengthy pit stop. I don't know. He might have a pit road speeding penalty. He's been on the pit road far too long. So the 4-car with a speeding penalty. Significant speeding penalty, and he's going to come out. A lot of cars are now on their way down pit road. Oh, on the wall. That was a 24.
Contact.
Caution. Caution is out because of it. This changes everything. You saw the 20 and the 24 get onto pit road right now. Under the green flag, the 24 hit hard. Spun, getting onto the apron right there, and now we have a number of cars that are a lap down, some of them 2 laps down.
Oh, Ken.
These guys that were on pit road are going to complete their pit stop, so they shouldn't be affected. The guys that are on the racetrack right now, you see the 18, the 20, the 24, and the 9, they're going to use this to the advantage. They also should not be affected. Who that hurt the most? The 24 LT Crunch, the 88, B-Wob, who had already been on pit road as well. The 2 is going to emerge unscathed, but the big story of this one, the 4 and the 95 both going to be trapped 2 laps down. Green flag is back out as we get underway with 45 to go. Another pit stop will have to be made. They can make this race on a tank of 25 laps. If you split that in 2, we'll see these guys back on pit road in 23 laps. You see the 20 car bounce to the outside wall as well. That was our longest run of the day there, Ballistic.
Yes, it was, until unfortunately they're trying to come into the customer wreck. But now we got some good old pack racing up here in the front. Once again.
95, who I do believe he might have stayed out there, so he might be the first car 1 lap down. The person who has got to put the pedal to the metal, no pun intended, is that 4 car. He's got to get back up front because you can make up 1 lap, 2 laps with 45 laps to go. That's a tall order for our Stage 1 winner.
Indeed. We have the 2 and the 14 and the 9 all over the top 3 with the 41 keeping up high as the 24 goes for the 14.
Oh, 41. Oh, tapped by the 18. In the wall goes the 17 spinning. 18 is in it. 41 with major damage in the 20. Red Pepsi also involved. We stay under the green flag that dramatically shuffled the running order of this field, and you see the top pack now dwindled down to just 7 cars once again. Big storyline out of that crash, the 20 and the 18. Joe Gibbs Racing, 2 cars involved in that incident.
As you can see, the 48 is spinning the 14. Once they go on up, the 2 hits the top of the hits the wall. That comes down on the 4.
Oh, he did!
On the 4, and then the 4 hits the 14.
Oh no! Big damage on the 2 machine. And once again, we fall under the green flag. NASCAR being consistent. If these guys keep on the apron, it's the 95.
19.
He's spinning right in front of the field. He'll take out the 14.
Oh.
This is going to trigger a caution.
Dang.
95 to 42.
Caution.
Caution is out for the 10th time today. That caution, a big break for a lot of these guys, but you still see a number of these guys are 1 lap down. I want to see, and excuse me, Grid on Wheels did get back on the lead lap. He took the wave around that last time by, so I misspoke. Cobra, the first car, 1 lap down. He will get it back as most of the field does decide to pit. We are still outside of our fuel window. That is 25 laps. These guys will have to go down pit road one more time. The money stop. Will we see that under the green or yellow? That is the question. Just now joining us here, cleaning up our 10th Service Master Clean caution. The action has been fast and furious, but the wrecks have been fast and flying as well. Up front, you see the 9 car, Stage 2 winner in the 24, Hendrick Motorsports, lead the field down. At the stripe, it'll be 40 to go. Green flag is back out. We're back to racing at Atlanta.
As you can see, Hendrick Motorsports bringing out the top 4 now. But with this league, they're not taking teammates in here because they can ride it with whoever they want, whatever they want.
Yeah, Hendrick Motorsports there, 3 wide, mid-pack. As you see the 88 car stuck in the middle. Rhino also as well. He drags the 18 into the wall, and the 42, and also the 95 was damage. Caution, the 11th time of the day.
Hard hits for the cars.
We're getting to the point where if cautions do come out, these guys might be able to stretch it on fuel. What do you do here, Ballistic? Do you think you decide to perhaps use this to your advantage if you're in the back of the pack and try to stay out later on, use less fuel, or do you stay and believe track position is more important at this stage of the race?
At this point, even if they do pit, they will not have enough They will not have enough fuel to end out the finish of the race because we see 34 before the caution. That's 31 after the caution. That 29 is where we have to pit.
Green flag, the 48 and the 14. 9 gets stuck a little bit, might have missed a shift right there. And there's just 34 laps to go in this race.
Hi, Dylan.
Oh my God, Ray.
What? Do you not want me here?
You just startled me.
We will have to carry this on later on, though, as the 48 and the 14 are side by side. Here comes the 4 car. Great on wheels, trying to get back up to the front. The 88 car now pushes him.
There's the 14 double or the 48. What's up, Ray? How you been? I've been doing good.
Side by side. And the 4 car got loose in the middle of the pack. 9 car at 2,000. Almost had to shuffle as well. Things are getting tight in formation mid-pack.
Is that right?
32 to go. $14.
That's great.
14 and the 88 are side by side. The 17, who hasn't been up front for most of the day. As you see a little bit of lag, I believe, out of the 4 right there, and the 48 made contact. That's not the first time we've seen that in this race there, Ballistic.
Yeah, now we're seeing the 17 try to peek for the 14, and he goes.
Oh, in the wall, the 88. Oh, he'll collect the 95. Spinning on the inside lane. 88 car shuffled to the outside wall, bounced back into traffic. The 95 car with the next car by. And unfortunately, Bro United with bad luck. The last couple of races, or last couple of laps here.
Haven't had the best. All right, Ray. You too. All right, as we can see here, the 2 dropping a little bit. Almost just 3 wide between the 14 and the 20.
Yeah, Pepsi in that 20 car had to muscle his way past that 2 car. See the 14 car, he's left on the outside at one point. Was leading this. Now, side by side in contact as he goes to the outside wall.
We see the 14 could possibly draft, but we see the 17 going strong with the 24 on his outside and the 18 right behind him.
17, that is Cobra. Oh, contact! Around goes the 9 and the 48 and the 2. 9, the big loser in that exchange.
No caution.
No caution.
Maybe the cars back there kept it straight. There's only 1 car to note. They were just hitting the wall and riding it for a bit.
Unfortunately, that took out our Stage 2 winner. Might not be the best of luck winning one of these stage breaks there, Ballistic. It has not been good since that green and white checkered flag and that playoff point was awarded to him.
Indeed.
Cobra up front, in front of Gator Mike. There's the 20 of Red Pepsi and the 4 Great on Wheels. The 24 also up to the front. That's the Calvinator. 5 car breakaway at the front of the field.
You see the Calvinator who dropped back 2 seconds all the way back to 4th. Or 5th, I should say.
Oh, the 4 car almost shuffled out of line. He was. Gathers it back up in that front pack once again. Dwindles even more. More of a gap between these guys now, as for the first time today, we truly see these guys get single file.
All these cars have been really close this race, and that's how many of the cautions have been. We may be able to see the 20 and whichever cars ahead of him. I'm pretty sure the 18 coming up on the 17 quite soon.
25 to go, and that's an important number there, Ballistic, because we are now within the window. The 18, Gator Mike is lagging right in front of the 20th teammate. Oh, lag issues out of that 18 machine. Almost taking out the 20 of Red Pepsi. And you saw what it did. There was a car length gap between the two. Now it's grown into half a second. And the 18 continues to go back and forth. Ballistic, what do you do when a guy's lagging like that?
Give him room. Don't ride the same line as him, because from past races in separate leagues, I've been calling the outside and it feels like I'm getting brake checked, but no. They're just lagging a bunch. And actually, the 24 car was in that league with me, and that's what happened to him, sadly. But the only time you're going to be able to really get by these dudes is if they're on the outside or you're on the outside and you're in separate lanes and they're going pretty slow, then you'll be able to get spots up there.
20 car was lucky that he didn't get lagged into, because not only do you have to deal with that, but it could also give you damage on the front end. That's precious seconds you don't want to lose on pit road, having to fix 1 second or 2 seconds on pit road. That could be the difference between first and second place as the 20 car tries to get reattached to the 18 and follow in his footsteps, but you see him, a wide move to the inside line, giving himself plenty of room. Cobra continuing to lead in that 17.
Yep. As you can see here, the 20 is in third behind the 18. There's not really too much going on.
Want to go back to some of these guys in the back of the pack. See the 9 car by himself, unfortunately, put to the outside wall through the trial there a couple of laps ago. He'll need the aid of a caution flag to get caught back up. Significant damage as well on that 9 machine. Up front is a 5 car breakaway. The 17 leads in front of the 18. We've already documented Wi-Fi connectivity issues going on for Gator Mike. His teammate, Red Pepsi, in that 20 car, trying to figure out exactly how and when to perhaps pass that 18 car without being taken out by him. Side by side, the 24 Calvinator and the 4 great on wheels of the 18 car. Once again to the outside line. They are 3 wide for third place. 20 able to get through. The 4 and the 24 also get around the 18, who now falls back to the 5th position.
These guys further away.
95, it hasn't been for bad luck. It would be no luck for that 95 car as well as the 88. 42, who also has had issues. Let's go back to that second pack. They're ballistic. The 2 and the 48 car, these guys are running single file. They should be able to catch up to these guys, do you think?
They will be able to catch up to these guys, indeed, because the 41 is catching the 14 slowly but surely, and the 14 is catching the 48, which is also catching too. So if they stay like this, they'll be able to catch the front pack. And I think the 41 just lost the draft.
Yeah, those guys, 3 cars. He might be able to tag on, but it's going to be a tall order. Maybe his teammate, John, that 14, trying to give him a lifeline, perhaps, and feather the throttle right there, give him a chance, because you definitely need that help, don't you think, to get back up to the front 3 cars? Might not be enough to catch a 5-car pack, but 4 cars might be able to run him down.
Yep, real quick, all 4 rounds, why is their commentator continually on? Well, I had to wake up at 5:30 today for high school, and it's not pretty, so... And falling asleep at 12 o'clock doesn't help it either. This race is pretty exciting with all these cars going on, but, it takes a toll, especially. But we can see the 14...
look like the 41 car is going to go down pit road. Our first of our leaders, the 41 car, is on pit road. Now, these guys, I did want to mention, they went green with 34 laps to go. That means these guys were about 8 laps side. Those that did go on pit road, they elected to go on pit road. That last restart were going to be 8 laps side. So these guys that are on pit road right now, we see the 41 car. I won't talk about his strategy right now, but they shouldn't need to get a whole full setup, as the 2 and the 14 are on pit road as well. The 48 gets in there. That second pack is in. Do you think tires? Do you just do fuel only? What do you think these guys are going to do here?
These guys are probably just going to go for fuel only, because their cars are kind of handling quite well still. But at the same time, they're going to need those tires for the longer runs.
24 also making his pit stop. You see him painfully slow on the apron. In the wall again! 24 car has not been able to get on pit road at all today. That was a single car incident, though, so that will not hurt anyone but himself. He gets it going in the right direction. 24 car, who was in the top 5, issues getting onto pit road. Our leaders, the 17, the 4, and the 20, electing to stay out here.
You see these 5 guys up here. The 9 already pitted, so once he's 4 ahead.
9 car is a lap down there. He had damage from that earlier incident that didn't trigger a caution there, ballistic. So it's only 4 cars that we're really following right now. The 17 of Cobra, great on wheels in that 4. Red Pepsi in that 20 Toyota. And then that 18 is teammate Gator Mike in that M&M's Toyota Camry as well. Looks like the 20 is going on pit road, and the 4 as well. Oh, the 20 slides into the outside wall. That's going to be damage on that machine, but both cars are able to get below the speed limit. We'll see if that 20 car has extra time added on.
We may be able to see about that.
Money
but,
stop
the 9 car did
in play.
Pit. But I think the pit stop 9 car is...
9 cars several laps down. He is not a factor.
The 9 car is exiting 4.
Right now, the 2, I believe, trying to get his lap back. And the 14 as well. The 17 also on to pit road. Let's see if we can fan out. We know our lead pack. The 20 was able to get in front of the 4. That, to me, tells me he perhaps just took fuel only. The 4 car may have waited on tires. Here comes the 41. He was the first car to get on to pit road. 4 car able to get around the 20. And this is a battle for the lead. Excuse me, these guys have not yet passed those guys on to pit road right now. There's still 1 car left. But the 41 made up significant time. 11 to go. It'll be 10 to go next time by. The 18 has yet to pit. Inner Mike, he is still your leader right now.
No, he's a lap down. 1 or 2.
The 18? I don't think so. I don't think he's been on pit road yet. Because he was with that lead pack. Yeah, he was with that lead pack, and he's not yet. I've been following that lead pack, and he is yet to go down pit road. I don't know. He might have been one of those guys that pitted. So he might, before that last caution came out, so he might be able to try and stretch it. But I don't believe any of these guys can make it right now.
None of these guys can, except for the ones who just pitted because they pitted.
The 88 and the 18 have yet to pit. The 95 is on pit road.
Whoa.
Let's see where the 2 car fell out.
Speeding penalty.
He must have, because he fell off the pace well beyond that lead pack. Once it cycles through, though, Ballistic, I do believe the battle for the lead will be between teammates. Great on wheels, and you already heard on the 41 car. The 41 car did not put any tires on. He only took fuel only on his pit stop.
It's going to be rougher in the past because the... Oh my God, dude, I hate how I'm yawning. God. But
only 1 car. 18 off of pit road. He'll give up. He'll relinquish that lead right there. And here they go by him for the point. For the lead, it is between the 4 and the 41. 20 a red Pepsi, and his teammate, the 18, your top 4. At the stripe.
You can see a lot of these guys.
6 to go. What a topsy-turvy day it has been for Great on Wheels, who did win stage 1, then spent the rest of stage 2 trying to get back to the front. Able to avoid calamity in front of them and use strategy to get back to the point. And now 5 laps remaining. Could this 4 car get his first win of the season here today? 41 car is there, but I do believe tires. Those tires have got to be screaming they're ballistic. He hasn't pitted. He hasn't put fresh tires on that since lap 10, I believe, 135. That was more than 30 laps to go.
Yeah.
Also, Red Pepsi. Who was? He got on pit road and behind the 4 car and exited in front of him. The 4 car was able to get around him.
They had about 4 laps remaining while the leaders were on turns 1 and 2. And they're still going strong. If the 41 can pass this 4 car, he'll be able to get his first win of the season and his 19th career win. I think that's how many.
4 car, Great on Wheels, mirror driving, looking to see. We talked about those great Atlanta finishes. Will we see one here? 3 to go at the stripe.
As you can see here, let's hope the 41 doesn't make the same mistake I did, and I'll refer to it once again, probably the last time. It'll bore you guys, but coming off of that turn 4, he can't go below the 4 if he's taking that, like, tight to the inside, but there's still a little bit of room. You still cannot take that.
2-car Reinl there trying to get out of the way of these guys that are battling for the lead at the stripe. It will be 2 to go. Reinl, his day, not one he perhaps wants to remember here as he goes a lap down. A late pit road speeding penalty on that machine, taking him out of contention. The 4-car Great on Wheels trying to survive for less than 2 miles to home. Coming, these crowd of over 160,000 strong. Oh, Great on Wheels on the apron. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Teammates from Stewart Oz Racing. You see the 41 car give the bumper to the back of the 4. The 41 slices on the apron. He'll lose a ton of time and breathing room for the 4 Great on Wheels. He tried to set it in there.
The replay, the 4 came down on the 41 and caused the 41 to go under the apron.
4 car is going to be able to survive at Atlanta. Another win for Kevin Harvick, and Great on Wheels is going to win the Quick Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500. He's the winner at Atlanta. 41 car second, Red Pepsi in third, Gator Mike in fourth, Jaw, the 14 car in fifth, and the rest of the field behind him.
And the 41 tried to put a peak under the 4, but at the same time, the 4 gave no room and clipped the 41 in the front. Kind of knows.
You know, he had to sell it in there, but I do believe the 4 had the better race car there toward the end. The 41 car, no tires on that, the tire wear going off. But right now, Great on Wheels, your winner, and we do have him in the party. Great on Wheels, it's Alex and Ballistic up in the booth. Talk about that last pit road strategy. What was your play there coming onto pit road?
Don't speed. That's about it.
Speed. That is very good advice
Took
there.
2 tires.
2 tires. The 41 car, you see Ballistic, he was able to, he just didn't have the tire wear at the end. Coming toward the end of that one, it looked like you and the 41 made contact there. What happened?
None. I knew he was going to try to pass me on the inside, so I just kept it pinned to the trial, or down through the trial. I don't know if he clipped me in or what happened there, but.
Well, still a good day for Stewart Oz Racing overall. They finished 1-2. Red Pepsi, leader in this race league, able to come home in third. Congratulations there for your first win of the season there, Great on Wheels.
Thank you.
All right, Ballistic, that was a great race here. I enjoyed bringing you that coverage here tonight. From all of us here on NASCAR Heat 3, we hope you enjoyed today's race coverage, as I enjoyed bringing it to you. So long. We will see you guys next time.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to tonight's race at Atlanta.